Hey yo, Nintendo, I see you out there with your fucking Switch OLED. I'm gonna come over there and give you a kiss. Mwah. Hey yo, bing bong.
Hey, yo, Nintendo. Always behind the curve. 15 years later, finally start doing NFTs. Hardware limitations. Bang bong. Fuck your life. All right, welcome to the Double D experience. Bang bong. Sometimes bang. Sometimes
bong. But always.
Hey yo.
Welcome everybody to today's episode. What is this episode, David? Again, episode 50. What?
Episode 50.
50 what?
Episode 50, baby. 50 fucking episodes, dude. We did it. We have no lives. All right, but listen, before we start the celebrations, I named myself Bang Bong for a very particular reason today. And it's because I got my sweet old granny downstairs, 93 years old. God bless her soul, Cuban woman. She's downstairs, and, you know, she's old and moves around like an old lass. And, among other things, and suffered a minor injury recently. She's got people coming in and out, taking care of her and stuff, a bunch of awesome, sweet people. So, my mom or my father isn't home right now. Yes, I still live at home. That's my only New Year's resolution to change for next year. So we have a little alarm that we have, like, for them to, like, listen to. And that alarm, when you hit it, it goes bang bong. So, because my fucking parents
Wait, actually?
aren't home, yeah, well, not like the fucking from the video, but it's like a bing bong.
Because you
like
know that sound is from the MTA subways.
Yeah. No, I of course I know it's part of their identity. Like, hey, we're New Yorkers, so we named our catchphrase as bang bong. Like, I get that. Trust me, no worries.
Okay.
If anything, I'm not surprised that you understand it more than me, considering that you put your hands through fucking subway doors for fun.
That was a long time ago. Okay. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, no, 2 days ago. It was a long time ago. It was ancient history.
Lot could change
Ancient
in
history.
48
Ancient
hours.
history.
So, because they're not home, nothing's gonna happen. She's chilling in her chair. Cuban women are fucking powerful. I'll tell you firsthand from dating them and being related to them. They are stubborn fucking people. Not just women, like Cuban people in general. As they fucking age, they are stubborn motherfuckers.
Facts.
I'm telling you. So, she just refuses to be injured by anything, so she can already do some things on her own. But, like, she's in the chair right now. So I'm just saying right now, on the podcast, if in the background you hear a beeper, if you hear bang bong, hey Pete Davidson, fuck your life, like, you'll just letting you know that's why.
That is the reason for the disturbance of this national treasure of a podcast, guys. So just be forewarned, nothing else.
This national anniversary, 50 episodes, bang bong, dude. Hands down, I mean, that whole video is the greatest thing that's ever graced mankind.
That whole channel in general, like, I watched a couple of their stuff after that video that you sent me, and I've laughed consistently at each one. And it just, like, I just love everything, like, the absurdity of it all, not to mention even, like, just, like, the people they got on the, for the videos, like, because they're, like, very short videos, and if... David, in case if the audience doesn't know what channel we're talking about, may you please explain the channel?
Yeah, it's this friggin' stupid channel. It's this very silly channel. It's called Side Talk NYC, at Side Talk NYC. It's literally just these reporters, in quote unquote, who go around New York and just fucking interview people. And I'm pretty sure most of the people they interview are also people from the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like, it's not all real. I think some of it is, but some of it is also staged and stuff like that. And the whole thing is about, like, the true identity of New Yorkers. Not like frickin', you know, Tom Cruise, Meg Ryan movie. The Statue of Liberty. Yeah, Times Square. New Year's Eve, see the ball drop. I want that first-hand New York. No, I'm talking about, like, New York. Like, real New York. like Zoo York is what we're talking about. These people, like, will open up the videos and be like, yo, what's good, dickheads? We live out here, Coney Island, Thanksgiving. Like, these are the kinds of people. Yo, what are you most grateful for this year? I'm grateful for Byron. Who? Byron. Who? Byron. Like, fucking amazing, man. Like, and they just do the fucking wildest, most, like, ratchet, typical New York shit. And it's just... The reason the videos are so funny is because they're very, like, jump cut, quick editing. Like, they'll just say, like, be one quick punchline of something. Like, that fucking, like, smooth, hard hat worker or whatever be like, yo, Thanksgiving, it's a hard hat holiday. Respectfully. Like, that guy, and then... And then they'll immediately jump cut to some other random shit. Like, my favorite part of that fucking video, bar none, is the fucking bald dude in his car. The fucking bald dude. It's like he's on camera. He's just like fucking on camera. What are you gonna say, you on camera? Hey, Pete Davidson, fuck your life. Bang, bong. It's just so fucking random. Oh. And Pete Davidson, like, found some sort of life hack. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand
my God.
the guy
I was
saying
actually going to mention that, like, just now, yeah.
Ugh. The fact that a guy like him is fucking Kim Kardashian right now, as we speak.
And never mind even Kim Kardashian. Like, the freaking list of women he's fucked.
Is it expensive? I mean, extensive?
It's pretty extensive, believe it or not. It's
Really?
like got a lot of A-listers on it. Like, you wouldn't, like, Ariana Grande is like one of them.
Oh, he's fucked Ariana Grande.
Yeah. There was.
She's a little petite for me. She's hot as shit. Don't get me wrong, but I like a little more to hold on to personally in any region. If I'm being frank, whether it's titty, belly, or ass.
You know what's really funny too? I always thought, like, at least whenever I saw her music videos every now and then, like, I always thought, like, maybe like oh, she looks as if she's got some like carne to her, but like then I see like actual photos of her and I'm like, wow, she's like a chopstick, like walking around like a really like a really short pair of chopsticks, and like typically,
and hey,
like
she owns it.
Yeah. Like she has like that real, like, you know, innocent looking jailbaity like type of look. Jesus, and like, but she's also changed her look like all the time though, because like remember when she was in Victorious, like she was pale as fuck. And then after that, she like was dark
trying
as
to be
fuck.
Black.
Yeah, and then after that, it's like, oh, I'm like in that weird middle ground now. I'm like kind of tan-ish, like kind of skin. I'm not like, oh no, trying to be like Heart of Africa dark no more. Like, and for Pete Davidson, yeah, like I think as a dude, I think we could all like clearly at least be honest with ourselves and say like, we wish we could be living this guy's life.
Nah, fuck your life. Bang, bong.
Only simply because of the fact that, like, Pete Davidson and, you know, this, I think, all comes back to, like, at least, you know, if you guys want a... Because it does happen. Not often enough, but it does happen, like, where a guy is dating or, let's say, even fucks a girl way out of his league, all comes down to one fucking thing, which is always confidence. And...
Yep.
I swear to God, I don't know where this guy gets his courage from, because he's also been in a lot of good movies. Like, he was in that one movie that took place in New York, I think.
The King of Staten Island.
Yeah, where Bill Burr plays a fucking fire.
That was Bill Burr?
That was Bill Burr, yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that makeup was amazing. The bald head, the mustache, and everything. They made him look a little older, too.
But he's been bald, though. Like
but they made him
in
bald
public,
in the
yeah.
face,
Like
except for the mustache.
I know, but like, you know,
like Eggman in the Sonic.
Like, and as we all know, as when it comes to Bill Burr and anything, like he just acts as himself, really. And I think it was a perfect casting choice for him to play a straight up just firefighter. Like, if Bill Burr couldn't do fucking comedy, I could totally see him being a firefighter. And not to mention even a lot of other. Like, Bill Burr is not even the most handsome-looking guy, but he's one of the funniest people that I know, obviously. And him and Steve Buscemi and a bunch of others, like, I could see all of them just, like, straight up, like, if they kind of, like, let's say, weren't able to, like, make their dreams in comedy or whatever, like, I could have totally seen them being, like, firefighters or, like...
Norm Macdonald, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially Norm. Like, most people don't, like... Most comedians, now that I look at it, like, they're not really exactly the most handsomest-looking people.
Oh, no, are you kidding? No.
Like, they're not even like that average either. It's just like, you know, they're not like fucking like Hollister looking ass models, like people like that for the most part. And except there's one dude that I remember who definitely I think broke that mold for me just a little bit, and his name was Chris DiStefano. He's literally like this fast talking, like kind of slightly big dude on the shoulders, like Italian guy from New York, and he's not exactly the ugliest motherfucker that I've seen. He's actually
he's a little fat in the face.
Yeah,
I will say, but
like
it's all symmetrical. All that it all lines up.
And like, so going back to Pete Davidson, like with all that being said, it's like
fuck his life.
You see him,
Bing
right,
bong.
and you just do not think that this guy is fucking Kim Kardashian off a glance. If you didn't know who he was, you would not think this guy is plowing Kim Kardashian right now. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, too, I even found out that, like, the way he even did it was that he essentially just, like, messaged her and said, come out to Staten Island. And just left it at that. And she went. Like, had to almost do nothing else. And just, they spent time in Staten Island. And there was, like, all those pictures and stuff of them, like, basically spending time there. Like,
yeah.
Do you understand how much of an accomplishment it is for a person who lives in Staten Island to ask anybody to come out there?
I mean, yeah,
it is an accomplishment.
That's where New Yorkers put their garbage.
Literally. So it's no short of an accomplishment for anyone living there to get anyone to come out there to begin with, period. So
let the comfy hills of fucking Beverly Hills or wherever the fuck she's from go halfway, literally not halfway, clear across the country.
Yeah.
And she was the Staten Island? What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she was in the city apparently for work. So she like, and for I think also like just for guys, commonly speaking, like whenever we see like a person like, let's say Kim Kardashian, like a girl like that, like we get fairly intimidated. But I guess like Pete Davidson, I guess probably just figured out. I think the dude's like straight up like as far as like crushing pussy, I think he's a straight up genius because of the fact that like he is the most honest. He's not a handsome guy to begin with.
Pete Davidson, nah.
Yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why, like, for guys who like look like Zac Efron and shit, like you guys are on easy street for the most part. But for guys, let's say that look like Pete Davidson, and that's on average most guys, no matter what freaking I guess nationality you are, like he's pretty average looking. And then you hear him basically like have this whole list of celebrities that he's essentially fucked for the last like 10, 12 years.
Yeah, like either a confidence or a money thing, because like, I mean, I know dudes at my work who definitely get laid more often than I do, who I am definitely better looking than. I'm not trying to be a dick, man, but like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but
like you take one look at the guy and you're just like, how did you get that? Like, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, I've been told many a time that I'm a very handsome dude. Bing bong, I guess. I don't know. I'm not like ripped or nothing. I'm a very like average build, I guess, but I don't know, my face lines up and I got like, how'd you get that perfect amount of James Franco facial hair on his face and stuff. And I guess it's more like a confidence thing or like a will thing, cuz
it really is.
I never walk up to women I don't know and be like, "What's up?
Come to Staten Island with me."
Yeah, I never do that. And I guess it's a fear thing or like something that I just don't care enough to do. I'm more so the type to just build up with somebody naturally and then like try to like work the charm a little bit after that. But I don't know, Pete Davidson also has money. He was on SNL. He's got that SNL money. He has clout and shit,
But he isn't like an A-lister. That's the thing though. Like he's very much like a very low-key like sort of personality that I think we can all agree he's not even the loudest person out there either. Like he's very low key for the most part. Like he's not like on the news and tabloids and shit all the time. I think for the most part, like he's definitely one of those celebrities that he's kind of glad he's not an A-lister in the sense that like he at least has his privacy like not disturbed too often like other A-listers. Because for a person like Kim Kardashian, like she's fucking followed around everywhere she goes, and like they have photographers in the fucking trees, even like all taking like pictures of her no matter where she goes. And
in the tree, Charlie
is go, everyone get it. They like shoot a cable up like a spy, like going up to the tree to like get a position like like, and it's the reason why I think even Pete Davidson is like in that very nice spot as a celebrity goes, where it's like I can do like crazy shit and like fuck, I could fuck Kim Kardashian and I will be in the news for let's say a couple days and then no one will give a fuck about me afterwards. And that's honestly, I feel as if, especially depending on who you are, like I guess what kind of celebrity you at least want to be, even if you are a celebrity, anyone listening to this, like you don't want people following you the fuck around everywhere. Maybe every now and then, yeah, recognize you and be like, oh, like, how you doing? Shake hands, like, I love your work, and then you just go the other way and pick up your bodega sandwich.
From listening to the Always Sunny podcast, it depends on the people, because sometimes they'll sometimes they'll go to like some types of celebrity parties or whatever, or just mingle with people who aren't as famous or whatever, because they seem more down to earth than that. I mean, apparently Rob McElhenney is, unfortunately, I think he's hopping on the NFT train, or at the very least he was, until he got fucking dogged on Twitter for it and like deleted the tweet before I could even respond to it. So, honest to God, I hope that's true, because like we don't want to see him become Mac in real life. But yeah, because that's the kind of thing that like the gang is supposed to get scammed by. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because Glenn Howerton, the guy who plays Dennis on Always Sunny, he did an AMA on Reddit once, like some years ago. I don't remember where I stumbled this upon, but he dated Christina Hendricks.
Oh,
yep,
really?
Yeah, he dated Christina. Look up Glenn Howerton, Christina Hendricks right now, and take a look at that picture.
Christina.
You're gonna love this picture, and you're gonna laugh at it really hard. It's the first one that comes up. Just Glenn Howerton, Christina Hendricks.
Is it the one where her tits are like all out there?
That's most pictures of Christina Hendricks, so yeah.
That is true.
The one where he's holding the Corona and looks fucking plastered. By the way.
Yeah. He's a little red faced, just a little bit.
Bang bong. Straight up, dude. Like, and all the replies to that on the subreddit, they were just all like, it was so fun. They were all just like, oh, fuck you. They were like, fuck you, dude. And that, like, it was like an old AMA too. And even me reading this, I was like, oh, bang bong, go fuck yourself, Glenn. Oh my God.
9 years ago. Holy shit.
You fucking piece of dog shit. And you want to know the best part? Is that, he's not dating, the other girl because, Mary Elizabeth, because that's fucking Charlie Day's wife. But she was at that party, and she's in his other arm. In that same photo.
What the fuck?
In that same fucking photo. Like, somebody posted that in the subreddit, and they were like, plot twist, because apparently, like, she was at that party as well. And, yeah. So, Glenn Howerton, fuck your life. Bang, bong.
But also, nice.
Dude, like, my fuck, you don't understand, I could die if I fucked Christina Hendricks. I mean that. like literally, like, I peaked in life if I was ever able to do that. I even joked about that. I remember when I played Getting Over It on my YouTube channel, I made this fucking joke where it'd be like, oh, like, Alyssa, like, that game is a fucking it's a really hard rage game, and I was getting so fucking mad at it, and I was saying, like, oh, like, I'm doing this whole fucking bit. Christina Hendricks, like, hi, David, this is, Christina Hendricks. I know you don't know me, but I want you so bad. Like, you can come over, you can fuck me however which ways you want, and all you have to do is play Getting Over It for 10 more minutes. And I was just like, nope! No way, man. That game was so fucking raging. Ow, I fucking hurt my throat. Ow.
It also comes down to, like, when, because, like, girls hear all the time, especially if you're a pretty girl, like, they're gonna hear, like, oh yeah, babe, I want to fuck you, like, so bad, like, and stuff, like, through Instagram DMs or wherever. But, like, when a guy gets, like, a message, let's say from a pretty girl, and she says, like, oh, I want to ride you, daddy, you just kind of, like, it's like you think the bitch is joking. Like, you honestly think she's, like, pulling your leg here and, like, gonna, like, catfish you or something when you arrive at her house or something, or steal your wallet or whatever.
That's your first fucking thought when a girl hits you up?
Because we aren't used to just receiving it like that, is what I'm saying, though. Especially if, let's say, you are a Pete Davidson looking motherfucker. Like, you honestly feel as if, like, oh, is there, like, cameras in the fucking, like, in the house that, oh, am I gonna be on MTV's Catfish? Like, what is all this? Like,
MTV's Catfish.
Like, because, like, we really aren't, like, used to just, like, receiving that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess depends on how old you are and how mature you are, because, like, I feel as if, like, when you reach a certain age, it's like, I feel as if when it comes to stuff at least like that, like you kind of just end up like tossing the consequences, like you just don't even think about it, like out the window. Like you just are like, oh well, if I get catfish, fuck it, like thing. But if I get to see your titties, then all right, whatever. Like you like weigh it a lot better than you usually would back when you were a kid. It's like if you're a high schooler though, and you heard like from a high schooler that, like let's say like I don't know, an 18-year-old like hot popular cheerleader girl like is gonna be like, yeah, David, I want your big Cuban sandwich cock. It's just like a girl that you would almost have had no interaction with until that very moment. Like you'd kind of question it, I think, a little bit at least, because for most people, like they usually don't even interact with that clique of people anyways.
I guess we're used to seeing shit like, hello, I'm calling about the hot, sexy singles in my area. Like, I guess we're used to seeing that. So when an actual woman DMs somebody that, like, unironically, it's different. I mean, but if it was somebody I know, like, say, like, one of my fucking coworkers or whatever did that to me,
that's what I'm saying. Like, complete, total stranger. You know what I'm saying. Complete, total stranger.
If it's a total stranger, then duh. Like,
if it's a person you know, then yeah, obviously. That's why I mentioned the popular girl, because it's you know her, but, like, you don't know her. You know who she is. You've seen her in the halls, but you never talked to her ever in your life in the 4 years of years that you've been in high school.
I ran into that fucking girl at my work recently.
From high school?
Yeah, this girl that I had a massive crush on. I ran into her at my work. She was there with her daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, I like literally told her daughter, like in front of her mom, that I had a huge crush on her mom when we were in high school.
Like, David, it was
really fun. She was like, don't tell her that. She's like at that boy crazy age right now. She won't shut up about this. She won't shut up about this guy that's in kindergarten with her. It's like she'll go off and stuff.
I actually have a story to that, because, and looking back at it now, it definitely was
also yes. If you're listening to this, what's up?
Let's link up.
What's up?
What's your LinkedIn?
Let's
connect.
You look just as good as you did in high school. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
So
you got a story?
Yeah, I got a
No, it also
story.
reminded me of this because this girl was also like a starking redhead, like beautiful head of red hair, and I'm looking
kissed by fire.
I'm looking at this picture of Christina Hendricks right now, so that also in it part reminded me of that as well.
You're still looking at it?
Well, I forgot to close it. I'm sorry.
You horny boy.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking twink.
Dirty man.
Shut the fucking your holes.
All right.
Bang,
anyways. Well, meanwhile, while David's like touching himself inappropriately on the podcast, we're going to talk about a story that I had from high school that it essentially kind of, I guess, validates what I'm saying about like what I said before, in that, just guys aren't used to like getting, I guess, talked to like that from girls like that. And I know everyone knows, like, obviously in high school, there's like a pecking order. And, popular kids, footballers, cheerleaders, and stuff like that, like all up there. And then everyone else is just on the bottom. Like everyone else is just on the same rank as each other for the most part. Everyone else after the popular kids is the same rank as far as that pecking order is concerned. And there was this one time, I forgot what year. Maybe it was like in sophomore or junior. And I was in lunch. I was on the table. I was eating. Everyone else was like, just all talking, like, eating. And one girl from the popular girls like clique, she literally said my name, and obviously as a high schooler, like you just like and for me, I was very much like more, I guess, of an introvert than I am now. I still kind of am, but like it's just like I wouldn't shy away from compliments like from strangers and stuff like how I would used to. But back then, like, I was not like that. And when she called my name, and it was like a couple days before Valentine's Day, essentially. And she's like, Dennis. I'm like, I didn't even say nothing. I just like looked at her. I was like, yeah, hi. And she was like, I want you to be my Valentine. And I shit you not. No, and I shit you not, like, it is not an awe by the end of this story, because like I was way too pussy like by the end of this. That's just a little spoiler for the future. So, and dude, it was like racking with my mind like for the next couple days after that, because I was like, okay, well, if she's my Valentine, I gotta get her something, like a card, chocolate, or whatever the fuck. And but like the closer it got to the day, I just got more and more nervous because like again, I never talked to this girl ever, and like she never really talked to me, and especially not in that way before obviously Valentine's Day that day. So when V-Day came around, our school had 3 floors, so it was like the bottom, second, and third. And her locker was on the 3rd floor, so after my class ended, I had to go up maybe a flight of stairs or 2 to go up to her locker.
Right.
And I had the chocolates and stuff all in my backpack, and I was gonna at least like, I was gonna like whip it out and be like, hey, here you go, and then like, walk away. I would have done that if I was maybe 10 years older at that point, but like but when I saw her down the hallway and I kept getting closer and closer to her, and eventually like that nervousness just spiked up even exponentially the closer I got to her.
Right.
And by the end, I just couldn't do it. Because she was also with a lot of friends as well. So like, and the last thing I wanted was to like get embarrassed by a crowd. You know what I mean? And not that I ever had like any beef with the popular kids or anything. Like they didn't really know me. I didn't know them that much. And like they, for the most part, like they weren't exactly bullies either. They were just like, hey, we're popular kids. We go to the football games and cheerlead and stuff like that. Like we just do those things. It's just our thing that we do. And so, but like I was just like, even knowing that the chances of them actually like, bullying me and being like, yo, look at this fucking faggot. Like he's actually giving, her name was Nicole. Like she's giving like Nicole chocolates. Look at this kid. Like, oh my God, what a loser. Like I knew that it wasn't going to probably go that way, but embarrassment like that was always something that I was like deathly afraid of. That dude, like I didn't say nothing to her. I just kept walking past her and just walked home. And I don't know if I cried, but I definitely felt as if like I wanted to, low key. It's not like I was gonna profess my love or anything. I was just giving a girl from my school chocolate and a card, and that was it. Right. And I ended up eating those chocolates by myself when I went home.
Dennis. You said this wasn't gonna be an awe story by the end of it.
It was. I mean, not all.
It still was.
It was like it was a bad awe. It was like the awe of the bad category.
I want to hug high school Dennis now.
Yeah, I wanted to punch him like when I got older. But yeah, you want to hug him? I want to kick his ass.
You're doing something wrong in life if you don't want to beat the shit out of your younger self.
At least once. You at least haven't thought about it once. Like you're lying to yourself. Give me a break.
Oh, bang.
Unless like I don't know if you're one of the popular kids. I don't know. But
in which case, you're still thinking about it and bragging about it to people.
It's like, yeah, fuck Brittany at the football game.
You're all like fucking like 35 years old now. Like, who's Brittany?
Or depends if you guys are still in the same town, because Richfield's, at least the little neck of the woods that I live at, is pretty fucking small, and everyone knows each other. Even the fucking Koreans know everyone else who's not Korean. Which is saying something about the neighborhood when you think about it, because like Koreans don't like to interact with nobody for the most part. So, like, and I'll even, I guess, kind of go on the record and say like, there was a few times, way years ago that like I saw like, what she was doing and everything, and like I was just like, fuck, like I don't know, like it was just like,
was she still like good looking?
Oh yeah, she was, and at the same time in my head I was just kind of like, fuck, like I should have just given her those fucking chocolates.
I feel that, man, because like
just, I know, but I get it, but the regret though, like it's just so like not an issue, because like, dude, it's not like you tried to profess your love to her, even though she was a pretty cute girl, and she was a bit like on the kind of on the thicker side. But like I honestly thought, I guess really my thing for thick girls just like started in high school and shit. Like I really think that, because like my ex was a skinny ass, like, walking pair of chopsticks for the most part, compared to like a lot of other girls that like I've seen out there now. And like Nicole from high school, yeah, she was definitely like a bit more like on the thicker side. And I was I will say I didn't have thoughts of love.
Little fucking soy boy, weren't you?
I didn't have thoughts of love for her, but I will probably
You had a
be-
crush, right?
No,
You
yeah,
had a
I
little
would.
crush?
No, but it was like it was like penis feelings too. Like if I'm being totally honest, like I would be totally remiss if I wasn't honest with myself and say like that I definitely had like penis feelings for her. Like I will be totally honest there.
Penis
And like, cause
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Because I already understand the whole term and I've never heard it before.
yeah, cause you know everyone thinks like they like to mix that stuff up. But I think you know,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
old,
no, yeah.
but like yeah, the older you get, you kind of know like you know like once the post nut clarity like kind of just goes away, or like when it sets in, you like start to think like it's like do you actually like love this girl or do you just like to fuck her?
I
And then-
cannot
yeah.
tell you how many girls that I've jacked off thinking about that I thought I had feelings for, and then as soon as I nut, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't try anything. Well, obviously not glad because I'm like, okay, now I didn't get laid, but now I'm like, okay, wow, I'm glad I didn't like profess anything to this girl because I actually
Yeah.
didn't feel that way to her. Then I remember my my ex-girlfriend who I was very much in love with. You know, I jacked off thinking about her all the time, had that post nut, and it's like, nope. I still want to fucking marry this woman. Like straight up. So like that's how you know. That I've mentioned this on an earlier podcast, but it's like Dennis said, as you get older, you learn the difference between being full on in love with somebody, having feelings for them,
And you just
and
wanna fuck
having and having a crush or
Yeah.
or just wanting to fuck them, which can go
Yeah.
hand in hand. It's a lot of your life's problems in relationships are going to be solved
by
when you
jerking off and
become-
getting that post nut clarity.
Yes, when you become mature enough to understand that difference. That
Yeah.
is so crucial. I cannot tell you that enough. And as far as that goes, to all my young nerdlets listening to the podcast right now,
Little beta males,
our
cucks,
little beta
little
fucking
cucks out there,
Or
little
listening to this,
cucks
our
out
al-
there. Bing
no,
bong,
no,
your
our,
cucks.
our alpha gamers, Dennis. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is literally most of you who fucking listen to the show. We read our analytics, or I do at least. Fuck this guy. Bang bong. Fuck his life. But
Fuck that Asian's life. You should go back to Xi Jinping and suck his Winnie the Pooh cock. Bing bong.
yo, Dennis, fuck your life. Bang bong. But anyway, if you guys are little soy boy omega alpha gamer beta cucks, and you can't play sport ball worth your shit like I couldn't or didn't want to, you want to figure out how to get some girls when you're in high school. I'm actually talking to like my young high school like listeners right now. Do you want to get with girls? Get with girls who are definitely worth your time as well, who are just as desperate for, you know, fucking sex as you are? Join the theater. Join the drama club.
Oh, David, I got another story then. believe it or
Join
not.
the fucking
'Cause-
drama club. Let me explain first, Denise. Because
okay. Go
first
ahead.
of all,
I have a story, but go ahead.
no one cares. Bing bong. First of
Fuck
all,
you, Bing bong.
first of all,
Fuck your life, Bing bong. Bing bong. I'm gonna literally, yo, David. When we're done with this, and we're like gonna go out. I'm gonna definitely like embarrass you in front of all your friends. Just
So
be like,
you
yo,
don't
look at
just
this
fucking-
look at this fucking lurch. Bing bong, and I just like me and Dane, we just leave. We never come back.
just know if I get that, just know if I'm bringing her that turkey dinner, just know that I'm in a bang
Yo,
bong.
it's a hard hat holiday, respectfully.
Yo, you forgot the hard hat.
Oh,
Listen, first of
Okay, go
all,
ahead, go ahead.
you get fucking, you're a soy boy beta cuck, you can't play sports in high school, you want to know how to get girls, join the fucking theater. First of all, here's why. Every other dude in there is gay.
So
So
it widens the pool a bit for you.
It insanely widens the pool. Right? All the girls in there, guess what? Are the female versions of you.
Young, horny, and very impressionable.
And very impressionable among other things, I will say. Yeah, and trust me, a lot of them are fucking attractive as hell too. Like, there's the only other time in my life that I can ever firmly say I was in love was with this other girl that was in the theater with me in high school. She was a very narcissistic person, and I was blinded to that. But then I eventually started dating this other girl that was in the theater who supposedly really liked me and came out of nowhere and took like a giant leap out of fucking nowhere. You want to talk about story time real quick? This was my high school girlfriend, right? Who, yeah, she did not have breasts. We're talking about, like, your high school crush was all, like, thick and shit. Mine was the polar opposite of that.
She had crater tits. Bing bong.
I could have picked this girl up like a fucking javelin and then, like, just started going to Tokyo. Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Was she, like, literally, like, walking pairs of chopsticks?
She was
like,
very sporty. She wasn't skinny. She was fit, but she was...
So
this
tight.
girl was as short as I was tall. I'm not kidding. She was an exceptionally, like, short woman, and
like a hobbit?
And I, of course, was the tallest motherfucker in there. You know that. And so it was so fucking funny, like, us walking around and shit. Where she was a couple grades below me, so.
It's like you're escorting this child out of the classroom.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Fuck my life. Bang, bong. Yeah, so... She, the way I started dating her, and this was my first girlfriend, by the way, we were just sitting in the theater, I'm just chilling there, people are rehearsing their scenes up there, like, we're in the play. It was the first time I'd ever done a musical, and they gave me the lead role, so, little anxiety, and, so this girl literally just comes up to me. I've had one conversation with her in the past, right? We got paired together for the opening dance number, specifically because of our height difference, and the fucking director thought it'd be funny. That's why she did it. Like,
motherfucker.
yeah, that's sort of how we met firsthand. And then, like, as soon as I was just sitting by myself, right? And she comes up, looks at me, just goes like, like, just like a little, like, just laughs. And then she just sits on my lap. Like, straight up, like, before I knew her name.
But so she wasn't grinding on your dick or anything.
No,
right?
No. No, she wasn't, like, grinding. She wasn't grinding on me. She was just like, I like this guy. What do I do?
I sit
How do I
now I own him.
like a fucking cat.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I sit on you. Sit on you. Sit on you. Like,
God,
literally, if it fits, I sits. And
literally,
like,
yeah.
Straight up, what happened is that, like, just literal silence for a second. I'm like, I put my, like, neck around to face her, and I'm like, hi? Hi there. How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
And then it just progressively got, like, a little more feely and shit, started kissing each other on the cheek and hugging.
And that's when she started grinding her ass on you.
And, yeah, and I guess I technically had my first kiss with that girl. I had my first kiss, Dennis, in that fucking play. Believe it or not, in the musical. I was a big kiss scene between me and the female lead, who was the actual lead of the show. And the girl who was the female lead of the show was literally, this was like a fucking Disney Channel, like
drama.
Like, this is like a fucking, not even a drama. This is like a fucking Disney Channel, like, script comedy. Like, let's find out how us uptight white conservatives who are writing this can somehow, like, appeal to kids, dressing them in shit that children would never fucking wear. Yeah, like, this girl was notoriously, like, one of the fucking hottest girls in the entire school.
And this was, like, you were going to Teaneck, right, around this time?
No, I was not going to Teaneck High at all. I never went to Teaneck High.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to school completely out of district.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I went to a fucking preppy white kid rich school. It wasn't a private school. It was a public school, but
David,
it was in a very rich area.
Well, I hate you now.
Bing bong?
Preppy fuck? Sweater vest ass looking motherfucker.
We didn't wear sweater vests.
Fucking queers, all of you.
Oh my
Especially this bitch. She's probably a queer too.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
She probably had like a lesbian experience. Was just like, yeah, I don't like it.
Are you done?
Like most, I don't know. Like most.
Are you
lesbians.
fucking done?
Go ahead. Bing bong.
You really got in your own head there for a bit, didn't you? You're like writing out the cinematic universe.
I always saw like those motherfuckers like in TV and everything. Wow, these guys are such pieces
Well, it
of
wasn't
shit.
a fucking prep school. It was just it was a public school in a rich area.
I know.
That's all it was. It was in Montvale.
Like Paramus Catholic and all them places over there.
Yeah, it was Pascack Hills. Bill Maher went there, actually.
Yeah, same vibes,
which people
same
always
vibes.
brag about. Bill, real shit. Bill Maher, if you're listening to this, fuck your life. Bang bong.
For anyone who's still at Bill Maher, bing bong, fuck your life.
Yeah. So It was like a big kiss scene. Like I had to fucking like plant it on her, and that was the first kiss I ever had in my life. And it was with this girl in like this fucking kiss scene in like a musical, and I had to do it in front of everybody, and like everybody was like hyping me up for it and anticipating and everything. And it was like
I'd be hyping you up. Hell yeah.
It was quite the experience, man. It was awesome, and I had my first girlfriend because of that shit. Me, like this, like gawky looking. I have a headshot that it's in my house somewhere. Curly haired, like mustache, chin badger combo, like looking motherfucker, gangly ass, like looking at. And I was getting girls because of that shit. Join the theater. That's what I'm saying.
Even if you can't act. Even if you can't act, it don't matter. Just go in.
It's a high school production, motherfucker. None of them can.
And not to mention even like, and then this is another story I got. Stage crew.
Yes, that too. There was this stage crew. There was actually one jock that was in there. There was this one like jock who was like, he wasn't in the play, he was in the stage crew, but he was the only guy there. And the girls literally like, we all stayed over one night because at this one girl's place because we had to fucking. It was this like theater tradition that the seniors like kidnapped like the younger ones and we made them do shit. And so he was there. He was there too, and like a ton of the girls were literally like sleeping on him. Like he was like a muscular dude and everything. Like the girls
Football
liked him.
player?
I don't think so. I don't remember. I slept upstairs because I was a soy boy beta cuck. I wasn't just a soy boy beta cuck and I was a little shy. It was also because I was already dating this girl at the time. I remember that now. Yeah, it was like two birds, one stone. Like I was still like courting her and shit. So yeah, it was a hell of a time in my life. We still have like a little Facebook group for it. I should go in there and just literally type bing bong. I like fuck all your lives, bang bong. Be like, wow, what happened to David, bro? Like he's doing a shitty podcast now. He fucking.
He's got a career.
Was he drunk on that one episode? I think he was. Wow. Wow, like I wanted that shit when I was in high school, but wow, am I glad I never touched that. It's probably fucking tiny too. Bang bong.
Bing bong, you're wrong, bitch. But also, I do have a story that
is like
does
turning
involve,
into one of our fucking old Let's Plays right now, where all we did was like a mouse.
Except we're just going bing bong to everybody.
Oh, it's addicting, man. All right, your story.
It really is, yeah.
All right, but moral of the story, seriously, join the theater. Guys, just do it. I'm telling you.
Either as an actor or stage crew.
Stage crew, sound design.
Just be part of that club somehow.
Yeah. And it'll be fun. Trust me, it was the biggest leap I ever took in my life. I was so nervous that I literally like threw out like the song sheets and like left the theater one time. I had to be like super hyped up by my therapist with tears in my eyes. It was a huge leap for me, but it was literally the greatest decision of my life. I'm not kidding. I came out of my shell that year, so please, just join the theater.
Yeah. You'll
get to bang some bongs.
Yeah.
For the first time in your life.
You'll get to bong some bings, you know
literally,
what I mean?
like, in between the scenes, I was making out with this girl, like, backstage. Like, it was like one of the fucking, like, I peaked in high school. Motherfucker. Shoot me in the dick, bro. It's done.
I think also for a lot of people, for the story that I'm about to tell, like,
yes,
a lot of people, to spoil it a little bit, a lot of people might go, you fucking idiot, at the same time, like, yo, that's a loyal man right there. Because there was this girl when we were in stage crew, and this was already by the time that I was already dating my ex. Like, I had already been dating her since high school by that point. And there was this one girl, she was kind of known to be a little crazy and not, I don't know, people like called her just straight up a weirdo. I didn't really get that vibe from her when I first talked with her. She was definitely like a bit of an oddball, I will admit that, but not like, you know, like kind of weird. But there was one night where after stage crew, me and her were talking a little bit, and this is again like while I was still dating with my ex at that time. And when one day after stage crew, we were talking a little bit, and then me and her, we were saying that like, oh, like, you know, we should like, let's go get some Starbucks or something, like, you know, whatever, let's hang out. And by that time, like, Edgewater was like the place that almost everyone always went to for our town to like go and hang out and stuff.
Hang out.
Yeah, hang out. We hang out at Edgewater.
How do you do, fellow kids?
At the Starbucks, you see like this Steve Buscemi looking ass like actual Steve Buscemi looking ass motherfucker, like at the Starbucks. There's actually a lot of old.
How do you think Steve Buscemi got laid? Look at him. He's fucking ugly.
You know, but here's the thing though. Nowadays, like how he dresses and everything, like there was one interview I remember seeing. He grew out like a beard and stuff like that, like, and I think it really suited him. Like him without no facial hair.
Most of his face.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's why Freddie Mercury grew his mustache. It was to hide his overbite. Literally.
Oh, was it really? Oh, I did not know that. Oh, okay.
Yes, it was. He had a bit of an overbite that he was very self-conscious about, and so he grew a mustache. And he was like, "What do you think, darlings? How many young lovers do we have in the audience tonight?"
And when you see him belt
bang,
too,
bang.
like when you see him belt some notes too, like you could kind of, I guess now that I'm looking back, like yeah, you could faintly see it just a little bit, because like when he like hits those really high notes and like sustains it for like a bit, like he just like, you know, he does like those famous pictures of him like literally grabbing the mic stand and just like lifting it up as he's like like, as he's singing like that, like we know like the famous like pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But
so grab the mic and be like, "Ayo, ayo." The audience Yeah, he sang most songs like a vibrant tenor, but he had like a 4-octave range. It was actually because of that shape of his mouth. It was because of that overbite that his mouth was shaped in a stranger way. It literally allowed his vocal cords to like reach more notes straight up. Like it was both a blessing and I guess a bit of a curse for him in that regard.
Something
but,
that
like,
at least he was a bit self-conscious about. Like,
he was,
yeah.
you know, this is why he.
Hence the mustache.
Mustache, but it definitely fit him. You know,
it did. It was like definitely part of his image at one point. But
keep yourself alive. Keep yourself alive.
Going back to the story.
People, keep
going back to the
alive.
story real quick, David.
Sorry, I just wanted to do that.
I know. You were actually you were singing pretty good. I liked it. It's pretty nice. But so going back to the story real quick. It was motherfucker. So
carry on. I'm sorry. I'm done.
No, it's okay. It's Freddie Mercury. It's totally fine. It's very addicting to sing all his songs, really.
Yeah.
But so this one night it was just me and her, and we were going to go to Starbucks, and the thing is too, and before all this, like she was like telling me like, me as a kid hearing all this kind of stuff that's coming up that I'm about to say, I was definitely like, oh, like, why are you asking me this? But now as a guy, I'm like, like I'm pretty honest with it. Like she asked me about like sex between me and my ex at the time. And like she was like asking for like a lot of details too. Like she's like, have you like fucked her in the ass? And then I'm like,
whoa.
Yeah. And I was just like, nah, how about you? Like you've been fucked in the ass. And then she was like just unapologetic. She was like, I've tried it, like, but it's like just, it's like it's also your butthole, like it's where you shit.
Did she ask you if you gave her a little rusty venture?
No. Well, she actually like, oh yeah, kind of. She asked me a lot of questions like pertaining to that kind of stuff, really, and. So fast forward now, knowing all of that, like that, like me and her, like it was more her because like I was like very much still like a virgin by that point, and like very much her just like usually talking about sex. So then fast forward to this Starbucks run that we went to. It was like, so we got there, we picked up our drinks, and then we went back to her car and we just like chilled out in the parking lot for a little bit, and I honestly, looking back at it now, like, cause like we were talking a lot and everything, right? And like, I could have sworn like she was low key, like she was like touching me a lot.
Ooh.
Like a lot of arm, like, hand, like brushing against the hand. Like she even touched my leg too.
Yeah, like you're both leaning on a pole and like she bends over on the pole and like sort of deliberately puts her chest like where your hand is, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like all that kind of stuff. Like making it so painfully obvious that like, it's like, I want you. But at the same time, I think this was a mix of me being loyal and also probably really fucking stupid because I didn't realize what she was trying to do until like years later. And like eventually I think she got like the sign that I was just not interested, like, at all, of like as to like what she was trying to do. And so she was just like, oh, I like, she just like, as soon as she got that kind of signal that like she was like that I was just not interested, her tone immediately changed. I was just like, it's like, oh, I just remembered I have like homework to do, I gotta go home. And you know, like, as like obviously hearing this as like full grown ass men, like fully grown in mind and in you know, in the physical region, like we know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone knows what that means. But like as a high schooler, I was just like, oh, like, okay, like I guess I'll go home too. like I was like, we've only been out for an hour. It's like I didn't even say anything, but realizing it, yeah, definitely back then, like I think she really wanted me to fuck her. Like I think there was like the signs were like literally looking back at it now, it was all there.
There was this one other girl in the theater.
Wait, hold on.
Go. I'm sorry.
And
didn't realize we were doing. Ping pong.
And I told this story to everyone. They all said like, yeah, dude, like she wanted it, but you were giving her nothing. And at the same time too, like looking back, like, you know, I think part of my brain like definitely knew what she was trying to do, but like I'm a loyal boy. Like I ain't gonna do that. Even to my ex, like who she ended up like leaving me anyways. Like I wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know. So, like, but at the same time, I'm like, not that I condone cheating in any way, but when it comes to high school, a lot of that shit ends up becoming very inconsequential, in a way, in the sense that like, oh, like. I will probably like.
What are you gonna lose your job at the mall?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying though. Like it's, like it really, like, you know, stuff like that.
Like to the guidance office, like the guidance counselor.
Yeah.
Like, listen, we heard you cheated on your boyfriend. Okay.
But my girlfriend wasn't even attending. Like at that time, like my ex wasn't even attending my school. She was in a completely different county to begin with and everything. Right. So it's still very much like long distance. But like it's definitely one thing if I hear, let's say, a friend, you even, whoever, like tell me that like, oh yeah, like I cheated on my girlfriend in high school. I'd be like, okay. Like, not that I condone what you did, but at the same time, it's like, it's also high school, you know? It's like, it's a very important and at the same time, not very important time of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because like you learn a lot about yourself in high school and you learn even more during college. But like when it comes to, let's say, a lot of like things you did, like, dude, you're gonna forget this. Like literally after you graduate, you're gonna forget about this. You're not gonna care. It won't even matter in the long run. It will not fucking matter. Mm-hmm. It's like, cause after high school, you go to college where there's just like a sea of pussy that like you can just go and enjoy if you like so wish. If you are, let's say, confident enough to like go and talk to all those girls and like, you know, let's say like crush it during your 4 years over there, then you're good. Like who gives a shit? Like it's like, and for the most part, like, oh, if you're gonna be graduating and moving somewhere to another state and dorming over there, then it's even more inconsequential, you know? Mm-hmm. But obviously the other part of it is that like, well, oh, like if you thought like, oh, cheating is okay, then you're just gonna habitually do it more and more and more as you like as you get older,
right?
Because you'll just think like, oh, like there's no consequences. Who gives a fuck? Like I don't care. I'm never gonna like it just proved to me that, oh, I never cared about her to begin with, and I just move on. I just move on to the next person anyways. Mm-hmm. But like, definitely for me, like I think it was like my morals were definitely tested that night. and let me tell you, fellas, there is nothing that tests a man's morals more than literal pussy on a silver platter. There is nothing more in this world that will test your morals. Like, we honestly have no qualms about fucking anybody. Like, like for the most part, like commonly speaking, like we don't have any qualms about it at all. There's really not much else, I think, for especially like how strong like our penis is. Like, especially considering that it basically has a mind of its own, you know? Like, because there's a lot of stuff that we do, like, honestly, that when your dick is is at the driver's seat of your mind, you do a lot of dumb shit. That's a fact of life.
What do you people think that, like, big head at the end of a dick is?
It's called the mega mind.
It's the brain. It's the brain. That's what it is. It's the
That's
brain.
the brain of the
It's
bee.
right there. That's the brain of the penis. Bing bong. So,
David, you do agree with me though, like with a lot of what like I said, right? Because there's really not much else that I think really tests like a man's morals like that. Then
my coworkers
Mhm.
wants to fucking schlob my knob tonight, then I don't know. Maybe you boys will need another ride home.
That's fine, David. You know, my boy's already got a ride.
What? You just fucking said that like you have like
What? Say it.
You just fucking said that like, oh, nothing tests our morals more than pussy. And now you're like, oh, that's fine, David. I already have a ride.
It's okay, David. I'm stronger than you. That's why. I have more mental fortitude than you do, obviously.
You also have a girlfriend, which is what gives you that mental fortitude in the first place.
Well, obviously, because if I didn't have my girlfriend, then obviously there's nothing to test at that point. Although at the same time, it's like if you were with a girl, right, and you heard that she's cheating on her man with you, how would that make you feel personally?
I'd probably just do like the Michael Scott thing, be like, I was the mistress?
I was the used bag of tissue.
It depends on the context, because for the most part, I'd get the fuck out of there, like, because the thing is, like, first of all, I don't want to be in the middle of that. You know, I don't want to be in the middle of any of that, you know, like, people are younger than me, some of my coworkers are younger than me, like, some of them are not as mature, quote-unquote, and, like, I don't want to have to, like, fall into that kind of shenanigans again. Like, I've dealt with the kind of things of having, you know, like, somebody pine over somebody else that you're with, someone who might as well have been a fucking phantom at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so I know what that's like, and I'm straying away from that. I'm not competing over anybody. I'm not going to simp for fucking anybody. I want people to be straight up with me. You know what I mean? Or, like, just don't play games. Like, I'm 25. I'm past that shit.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I mean? But
what if that pussy was just way too good? Like,
then
that's the thing, though. Like, we all say this, right? But obviously the test comes when we're actually put in that situation. And I would never want to put anyone in that situation. I know.
What I mean? I'm pretty sure my high school girlfriend cheated on me. I don't give a fuck about that now. You know what I mean? You know, I just, I hardly saw each other, afterwards. It just, like, slowly, like, fizzled away because, like, we were high schoolers or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
This other girl that was in the choir hit me up as soon as she found out I was single, and I was lucky enough to have a good rebound. But,
Ayo.
No, I wouldn't want to be caught up in the middle of something like that. The only time I could ever think about it is if this, again, was a girl that, like, I was in love with. If this was somebody that I could pursue, that I wanted to spend time with and, like, potentially even spend my life with. Because I was in love with my ex when she was with her fucking shitty, abusive boyfriend at the time and stuff. And those feelings didn't go away. And she didn't cheat on him with me. She broke up with him and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like... I don't know. That guy was horrible to her. So, I don't know. Part of me makes me think, like, maybe if she did come on to me a little earlier, that I would have been okay with it. I probably would have, now that you mention it, I probably would have, because that guy actually fucking gaslit the shit out of her and emotionally abused the shit out of her, and I was in love with her. So, in that context, maybe, yeah. But just for sex, dude, no. Just for sex, no. That's not worth it. I'm not a homewrecker. I'm not gonna be that person.
Yeah.
And besides, she's cheating on him with you. What's to stop her from doing the same with you? And then with somebody else, you know what I mean? Like, to me, once a cheater, like, I don't know. To me, once a cheater, I feel like always a cheater. I could be wrong about that, but
I would not.
I don't know. Like, the fact that people were able to take that leap and do something like that once, it just goes to show that you can't trust them. I'm sorry.
I do agree, and I'll even go on to say that, like, if you were, let's say, a guy, like, let's say if in this, like, in this kind of sort of situation, like, she's cheating on her boyfriend with you, and then because she really likes you, but at the same time, it's like, if you were with this guy, like, that she's cheating on her boyfriend with, would you really want to date a girl that does this shit to begin with? Wouldn't you just want a girl that just kind of straight up says, like, oh, like, tells her boyfriend, we're over, and then she goes to you? I would much, like, obviously it's way better to do that. flat out. Because everyone loves to cry and shit about like the fallout and everything. But it's like, well, this is how you feel though. And if you're being 100% honest with yourself, like this is how you honestly feel about it. You don't like your boyfriend currently. You want this guy. So then just fucking end it. It's not like any less of a shitty thing to say or do during the breakup. I'm not saying that it's not. But really, like, honestly speaking, it's like I hear it so often from people that like they just cheat long term and still stick with their boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever, and they just don't fucking and they just don't fucking end it. And I'm like, just fucking end it then.
Yeah, you don't get. It's literally having your cake and eat it too. That's
yeah, exactly.
It's one thing that me and my ex always talked about, because like me and her, when we started, we were gonna be like poly and shit, and I wasn't in love with the idea of sharing her, but I've told myself like, all right, if it's either this or nothing, I would rather have this. You know what I mean? And plus, if it means we get to fuck other girls together, that's great. I'm literally not gonna say no to that. You know what I mean?
I would have called you a liar if you like said like, no, I'm not into that.
Dude, everybody in this one writing class I was in told me I was crazy to do that, because like, oh, but you don't want to share this girl, you love her and shit. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's exactly why I wanted to be with her. And on top of that, she only wanted to be with other women.
So it's literally a win-win in my favor.
That's literally what I fucking told him. Like, that's a win-win-win, my dude. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
That is game, set, and match, people.
We never had a threesome together, but I've told this story on the show before. We were very, 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 very close to having one once. I'm not starting to tell that story now. It's too late in the podcast, and that's not the point I'm trying to make with this. The point I'm trying to say is that because of what you just told me right there is one of the multiple reasons why I do not respect polyamory anymore at all. I don't give a fuck. Anybody on Twitter can fucking at me about that. Y'all can leave a shitty comment, whatever, if you're like, 13 and you're just discovering relationships and you already know better than anybody else that polyamory works, through that young, great experience that you have. No. I don't care. You can say what works for you, and that's all fine and dandy with me. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but I'm not just saying this because of like something that I disagree with morally or whatever. I'm saying this, basing this off of experience. I'm telling you this from experiences in my own life.
You got burnt out, or like you got burned from it?
People, like, the only reason that they want to do polyamory is because they either want an insurance card, they're unhappy with you, or they're just retardedly horny.
Sometimes it's all the above.
I firmly do not believe that people are legitimately deep, head over heels in love with two people at once. I don't believe that. I mean, I think you could be deeply infatuated with somebody. Well, maybe. I don't know. You could be deeply infatuated with somebody else and still desire somebody else, because my ex-girlfriend desired somebody else, but then we got together at some point because she accidentally discovered that I was into her, and when me and her started getting together, we weren't even in like a relationship, quote unquote. That's not what we were calling it. We didn't call it that for like a while after that, until it's funny, sometimes relationships start that way, and then as they realize they're unhappy, they're like, oh, let's try poly, add a little spice or whatever. My relationship was literally the polar opposite. It's like, oh, we'll be poly at first. We don't know what to call it. And I'm like, literally, me and this woman, we're not talking for a month. And then all of a sudden, one thing changes and we're having sex all day in my bed. So, like, I'll take this all the way to the bank. You know what I'm saying? And then as the relationship went on, we just didn't get with anybody else. We didn't want to be with anybody else, even though we said that shit at first, or she said that shit at first. And then, like, we just realized we were in love with each other, and just like had that be the way that it became. Obviously, the relationship ended later on for, different reasons, and the fact that she was, and I do believe to this day, still fucking is obsessed with somebody who will never, ever fucking give a shit about her if she lives or dies. As far as being in a relationship goes, at least, because I'm pretty sure she's just not into her. But regardless if that's true or not, the point is, the standing is that poly is like this one dream all be all situation where it's like everyone's happy and no one has to get hurt, and no one has to be burned from this or whatever, and it's like,
but the thing is,
it's having your cake and eating it too. That's
someone always gets hurt.
Always. Someone
will always even go on to say that, like, oh, like you just got to be careful with it. You got to vet these people. You got to like make sure, like interview them, all this stuff. Yeah, you could do that and all you want. And maybe you will find someone like that, like who will be part of your weird triangle that you want to like kind of make. And I'm not knocking anyone for wanting that. It's like just saying though, like, you know, it's either going to be you or the girl you're already with or the girl you're trying to get in that triangle. Like someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Someone's always going to get hurt.
And what I will say here is that it is a very stark difference between just being in an open relationship
yes, exactly.
and being polyamorous. If you don't know what I mean by that, being in an open relationship just means you guys let each other fuck other people.
Yeah.
That's it. But you guys are still the ones who go home with each other. You're the ones who are in the relationship with each other. It's like, this is my wife, this is my husband. You just let each other like fuck other people so you don't get bored or whatever. Mm-hmm. Polyamory means you are literally in a romantic relationship with multiple people at the same time.
That's expensive.
Yeah, first of all, yeah.
As if having one
Dude,
babe,
real shit.
babe,
that was always on my mind. That was always on my mind when my ex told me she wanted to be poly. I'm like, literally, fuck, this is gonna be expensive.
That's like double the Christmas gifts, double the birthdays.
They're both way older than me too. I'm like, they're both in their fucking 30s, and I'm like 20 fucking 2. Like, holy shit. Like, I can't afford this. What the fuck?
It's like already as if like paying one nice dinner for your girlfriend is already bad enough, but now you have to bring another bitch into it where it's like, like we're going to fucking I was gonna say Tim Hortons. Fucking hell.
I was about to say we're going to Five Guys. That's what we're
going. Yeah, we're going to Chart House for the 3 of us. It's like, are you like? Can you imagine that bill right now,
get
bro?
3 toppings, real quick. Or we're just going to Applebee's late at night. Get half apps, bro. Like, fuck.
Dude, if let's say you homies out there are trying to do polyamory, you better have some money, homie. You better have some money to bring, like, to take these bitches up because it's expensive having one girlfriend already. And babe, you already know. We already had this talk, me and her. Like, and she says, like, yeah, it's true. Like, yeah. So like, and like, I was like, you got to take her out. You got to go to places. You got to spend money. It's just how it is.
My ex-girlfriend, she wanted to like be polyamorous, not just because she was obsessed with this other girl and because of the weird dynamic the 3 of us had together. It was a literal love triangle, is what it was.
Yeah. Did you even like this other girl that she was talking to?
Nah, I didn't have romantic feelings for her, no. But I'm pretty damn sure she had those feelings for me. Is the thing. And so that's why it is called a
one-sided love.
That's why it is called a love triangle. Is what it is called. And some people try to surpass the love triangle by being like, let's just be poly, we'll all be happy together, yay. And it's like, no, like no one actually got what they wanted there. Like, like you're fucking kidding yourself, And it's why it hurt me like to high hell to walk away from that situation. Spent all of 2020 trying to heal from it, but now I'm living in the present, I'm living my life, and I think about it every now and again, and I'm positive, or almost positive, that I'm probably going to see the 2 of them at some point again in my life, but at the same time, I had to do what was best for me. And not everybody in these situations does what's best for them. And in my opinion, I think people like always I think young people like throw people who like shove polyamory off to the side as like just being unprogressive or with the times. Because I know
that's
young
bullshit.
People who are into it, but like literally, with all due respect, you're inexperienced. And you're going to get older, you're going to get burned. I promise you will in some way or another, or you just will be in a situation that you will not grow from at all if your head is still so fucking far up your hamster hole.
Or another person's hamster hole.
Or another person's.
Whose head is also in another hamster hole. Like a human
very
centipede
elegantly
type
put,
thing.
Dennis, yes. Dude, like, it's you wouldn't want to be you wouldn't want to be poly if, what am I trying to say here, man? It's like you wouldn't want to be poly if you didn't think if you weren't poly, you were going to lose this person. And I had no interest in being polyamorous with my ex-girlfriend, but I did it because I loved her. And I felt like, okay, if it's either this or nothing, then I would literally rather take this. Like, I am literally like fucking slit my fucking throat, like head over heels in love with this woman, and I know the difference between being in love with somebody and having a crush on them. Trust me, I've had crushes on way too many women. Or penis feelings, yes. I know the difference between those 2 things. Like I said, I think I've only ever been truly deeply in love with 2 women in my life and as a whole. And so I think the only reason that people do that is because either they're just, they're fucking horny, which whatever, you can be in an open relationship, that I don't judge. That I do not judge at all. I'm like, whatever.
But even that could also be one-sided sometimes.
Like,
too,
I even read the story on Reddit about polyamory, about how all of a sudden this woman that this guy was married to for God knows how many years at this point, they had 2 kids. The woman just wanted to be poly, and then it ended up, no, she was just unhappy with her marriage, and she just wanted to be with the other dude.
Excuse the fuck, literally.
It literally was just a fucking excuse because she had no fucking balls, literally and metaphorically, and just wouldn't leave him until, like, it just really boiled down toward the end of the fucking flame. You know what I mean? It's like, and that dude, like, now wasted so many fucking years of his life with this woman. And is
time
stuck,
that he's not going to get back.
And is stuck with having her with fucking kids, too.
Yeah.
Kids that still connect him to her. All because, like, she just wanted to fuck another dude. It's like, you literally just tell him you're unhappy. Like, stop being a fucking...
And get the fuck out!
Like, stop being a fucking coward and, like, tell your significant other that, like, there's something wrong or that you're unhappy. Don't drag all this fucking bullshit. It's a Huey Lewis song, bro. If this is it, let me know. Just let them know. It's a better thing to do to somebody than to leave them in the dust. Like, when my girl left me, I mean, she did it in person at least. At the very least, I'm grateful for that. You know, she fucking, like, did... All my other exes dumped me by text. So, honestly, fuck all your lives. Fuck all your lives. Bang bong.
Yeah, at least she was mature enough to at least, like, do it face to face.
Yeah, that was the one. There was one thing that she was mature enough to do.
And I don't really give a fuck about my ex nowadays, but it's like, you know, I'm at least grateful, like, that, you know, she was just mature enough to just, like, end it like that. I kind of low-key wish she could have just done it through, like, text, because, like, I feel as if it would have saved so much of my time that day. Like, it was just, like, it would have just made it so much easier.
Strenuous process, yeah.
Because that's how, at least, like, because I ended our friendship after she mentioned that, like,
that's what I did with my ex.
I want to try to be friends. I ended it with, like, just the phone call, and I was like, goodbye, and then boom, and then it was it.
Literally,
like,
mine was like
so much easier.
We're still gonna go to Smash tournaments together. You know, we're still gonna travel together. I'm like,
bitch, no.
We're not. How am I ever gonna get over you if we're still in each other's lives? You don't get to
that
keep
early
all
on
the
too.
good. And just get rid of the... Literally, I dropped out of this top 8 of this tournament that I was supposed to commentate because I was depressed off my ass. If I was looking at that empty fucking, like, passenger seat with her not in it after we traveled so much together to go to these tournaments, I would have careened off the highway. Like, I literally would have careened off the overpass. So, no, we're not still going to tournaments together. But my point is that I feel like people are just dishonest with themselves and with other people about the reason they get into polyamory. Mine did because she just could not fucking get the fuck over this one girl who just rejected her multiple times. Who I do believe she's still obsessed with to this fucking day. Like, literally, like, with no respect for yourself. And I pity her at this point for that shit. I really do. Like, it was hard for me to let her go, but, like, I knew I had to so I could get to this point in my life where I'm living in the present, talking with other people, doing a shitty podcast that has really kept me sane through all these couple of months, working for fucking Nintendo, getting that Nintendo money. I just think the reason that people actually are polyamorous, quote unquote, is because they're unhappy with their significant other and they're fucking too much of a little chicken shit to admit it. They're horny as shit. Or maybe they just are strongly infatuated with 2 people and they want to see how that works. I'm just saying I've never met a successful polyamorous couple in my life and I know multiple people who are into it. So...
I think also it goes beyond polyamory, and it's also just like a talk about relationships in general, though.
Like, you are admitting this person isn't enough for you.
Yeah,
when you are being polyamorous,
and all
you're not progressive for that.
I'm not even gonna be on about that because I hate talk like that in general. Yeah. But, like, it's just definitely, I think, a question of, like, just being honest with yourself and others, and that all just boils down to relationships to its core, really. It's like not even polyamory in general. Like, that's all, like, just relationships in a nutshell, really. Being honest with yourself and others.
More like in a shell nut.
Bing bong. And and it's really, like, I think it just goes beyond just polyamory in general. I really think it's just, like, communication's, like, obviously key. As cliche as it fucking is, like, it is really true, too. Like, you know, if you really want less problems in your life, just fucking talk about it to, like, your significant other, whoever. Really. Especially when it comes to, like, being in a relationship that also where half of it is also them as well. Like, just fucking talk about it. Really. Mm-hmm. And again, if you want to fuck other people and if you want to, like, if you really love this other girl and you want to bring her into this very intimate thing you all both have.
Yeah.
Like, that all just boils down to you talking about it. And if the person is not receptive, then step 3 is to get the fuck out of there. or they leave, whatever. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's just one or the other, really. And we're gonna wrap it up here a little bit, but like, it's just, I really do think, like, this is a terrible Christmas topic, but I literally just remembered
Because
that
I'm sure most of y'all can only afford one mistletoe. Not two, which I'm sure you fucking polyamorous fuckers are gonna need.
Imagine that fucking Christmas. As if Christmas is already expensive enough as it is, if you are dropping money for your family. And again, like, I'm not one of those people that, maybe we should have just talked more about Christmas than fucking polyamory and fucking other people. But it's like, literally, like, like,
I've actually been meaning to talk about this on the show for a long time, believe it or not.
I know. I guess we'll save it maybe like for our upcoming episode for next week. Yeah, we'll talk about the holidays a little bit. But I feel as if like it's just like can you imagine, bro? Like, especially if you have like a small-ish kind of family.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. Christmas, it's not too bad, really.
Yeah,
mom, dad, your sister, and you, 4 people. That's it. Okay, like nuclear family. That's it. Done. Boom. Done. Bing bong. Finished. But you bring another bitch into this where it's like
wife number 1 and wife number 2.
Wife 1, wife 2, 3 kids especially.
Fucking Christmas in Utah be like...
If Muslims had Christmas, can you imagine like all those wives you have to buy gifts for?
Were like ancient Muslims like traditionally polyamorous too, right?
Yeah, they had, they all talked about like, oh, my 70 wives are waiting for me in heaven.
there's that. Well, it's not 70 wives, it's like 72 virgins. You got the number and the fucking marital status wrong, you idiot.
True, but at the same time, you're kind of doing the same.
You were in the Taliban.
Listen,
you know this.
No, I was part of the Mujahideen, David.
Oh, that's right.
Big
My
difference.
bad.
Big fucking difference. Okay?
Yeah, I watched that ERB too.
Did you ever hear like their theme song? I am being straight up, the Mujahideen have a fucking theme song. Like how ISIS has theirs, the Mujahideen also has theirs. And it sounds infinitely better, I'll tell you that much, than the fucking ISIS guy.
You can't have a good terrorist group without a theme song,
But, I don't know. I hear different things. I don't know too much about them other than the fact that, not ISIS, but the Mujahideen, I've heard they were more so freedom fighters than terrorists. And there's always that discrepancy, and you got to be careful with it. But it also depends on who you ask, because I'm pretty sure some people would be like, no, the Mujahideen were straight up terrorists, and other people would be like, no, they were patriots and saviors and liberators, and so it really depends on who you ask, like that question.
Yeah.
But Merry Christmas, you fucks, and
we have a very special episode coming out next week. You guys are just gonna have to wait to hear that one when we get to it. But trust me, it's gonna be. We're gonna drop like a special trailer for it and everything. Like once we record it, you're gonna like it. Just trust me, you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Woo! Yay! Well.
Wee woo wee woo wee woo wee woo. Bing bong.
Bang bong. Bang bong. All right. Well. Hi, here's my Fiverr profile, if you like that. I'm available for YouTube videos and commercial and promo and character work for voiceover work. If you want to take a listen to my current demo reels, which I actually edited them recently. I got to update that to Fiverr. I keep forgetting. I've just literally been so fucking busy. The holiday season, it is what it is. God, I cannot wait until it's over. I
did tell you, David, even if you prepare for the holidays, you're still going to be busy.
You
it don't
did
matter.
tell me that, didn't you? You are wise beyond your years.
Fuck yeah, I'm an old man now.
Yes, bing bong.
Old man with no job.
All right.
Must be
I'm an old man with a job, so if you want to hire me for your project, here you go. Listen to my voiceover reels. If you like the sound of my voice, think it would be a good fit for your project, here you go. Like I said, commercial, promo, character, anything. Well, mostly anything. There's still some things. There's some stuff that I'm not confident enough in my skills to do yet, but it is what it is. Hit me up about your projects, and also hit us up at our socials. Denise.
It's just always the first one I think of. Twitter, Instagram, and also when it comes to our podcast, Spotify.
Yo, our Instagram's been like getting fucking.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
Lately. What the fuck?
I literally just went to it on a glance, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" Because the last time I saw it, it wasn't really too many people. But then it just had 10 more followers, and I was like, "What the fuck were all these people?" And a lot of them are kind of people that I know. So, so thank you guys if you are listening out there for tuning in to this shit tier ass podcast. Not even D tier on the tier list. It's fucking
Double D tier.
F tier.
It's double D tier.
Fucking terrible. All right, guys. Bye.
We hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned our life lessons. If you want to tell me why I'm wrong about polyamory, like, leave it in the comments below. I'm open-minded, you know? Like I said, I literally tried it once, you know? We never did.
Yeah, if anything, David can talk about it because he tried it.
I just think people are very dishonest with themselves about why they do it. And a lot of people do it because, like, there's usually one person who's in that mix that does it because they feel like they have to. Or they will lose what they have. So, yep. So, Merry Christmas!
And also, is that worth losing your soul over? Merry Christmas, guys! We wish you a Merry Christmas! We wish you a Merry Christmas!
The end of the world, it is terrifying.
And everyone fucks each other's wives and they're okay with it.
And they watch.